It's all because of Jesus, he the reason I'm alive. I live by faith, by grace, you know that I ain't gotta strive. They told me, tone it down, I told them.
What's up, guys? This is Luke Skywalker and the Big Yoda.
And this is the Boat Parade.
Bro, you should, get paid for how well your
My
voice
radio
sounds.
voice is sick.
You said, this is the Boat Parade.
It sounded exactly like that.
No, if you hear giggling in the background, by the way, it's my amazing wife who's doing our directing tonight.
Shout out, hashtag.
Shout out, hashtag.
Anyways, we're going to talk about the Lightning versus the Panthers series. But first,
Wild.
some quick breaking news.
Breaking
it's not
news.
Positive breaking news. Braden Point's been ruled out for Game 2. He took a hard hit into the boards in Game 7 versus the Leafs. Didn't play Game 1. Didn't skate today in the practice skate. And now he's not playing Game 2 with really nothing else talked about it. That's exactly how I feel. What you're doing right now with your forehead, how I feel.
So, I got to be honest with you. I think it's being handled poorly by the Lightning. Because
Why?
Well, I think they should announce he's out for the season.
Never.
Yes, because then if he comes back anyway, then it surprises everybody. It takes the Panthers off guard. They get their fastest player back. But if you keep people baited,
No.
He could come back. Oh no, Game 2 he's not coming back. Okay, Game 3 he's not gonna come. All it's gonna do is cause all of us to go.
No, because
that.
you're only saying that because of a selfish reason as a fan. Everybody that needs to know that's playing and in the organization is well aware of what's going on. But now the other team doesn't know what's going to go on. Because if you say, hey, Braden Point's out for the rest of the season, if he was, they would say that, first of all. They keep it very ambiguous, how they always do in hockey, by not talking about it and saying,
nobody knows
he has a lower body
upper
injury.
Quadricep tear.
It's not a very specific what's going on. He's hurt on his lower body. But if you tell the other team, hey, no Braden Point, now you can game plan for that. But if you don't know if Braden Point's playing tonight or not,
yeah, but I'm just saying
now that's a wrench in their thing.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying if he's out and then Game 3 he shows up and plays, but they said he was out. Talk about throw the Panthers off.
I get where you're coming from now.
I get both sides. It's good to keep them, maybe Point's going to play, so don't plan your offense around not having their fastest player. But then at the same time, if you announce he was out, they'd shift their whole way they were playing.
I follow.
And then, boom, Point's in the fourth game, and they're shocked, and he scores 6 goals, and we all go to the Stanley Cup.
I get it. Also, Chernak, who blocked a nasty shot the other day.
Is he hurt?
Ate it. He left the rest of the game, but he skated today, and he's playing tomorrow.
Thank God.
In Game 2.
Thank God.
Bogosian, Zach
love Chernak.
Bogosian, who the guy on TNT kept on calling him Bogosian.
Yeah, what the heck is that?
What are you doing?
You might as well just call him
Bogo.
If you don't know, just call him Bogo. And by the way, Bogo, best beard in the NHL.
He looks like
no cap.
He looks like a barbarian.
He looks like the bad guy on the Vikings TV show who doesn't exist yet, but after his hockey career, they'll put him in there. Called Ralgarok, and he's come to
there
avenge
is a
his
Vikings
father.
TV show.
No, I'm saying he's not the character yet, but after hockey, he could think about acting in a Viking show.
Okay.
Thor's uncle. Tell me I'm wrong.
He could be in Thor
7.
4? Thor 5.
Thor 4.
Thor 4 is the one coming out soon.
They have to call it something else because Thor
Love
4 is too
and
much.
Thunder.
Look, here we go. We got to talk about Game 1. We watched the first game here, and it was coming out first period, 18, 17, 16 minutes, trickling down. There was a lot of energy. There was a lot of physicality in the game. They were going at each other. And I actually felt like it was going to be an incredible game all the way through. It was going to be really physical. They were going to be fighting. We saw that up until the headbutt, right?
Well, it was incredibly fast, physical, defensive because, what was it? There was 14 minutes left in the first period, and the Lightning had 2 shots, and the Panthers had 0.
Yeah, it was something like that. 6, 7 minutes had gone by, and they had kept the Panthers to not a single shot on goal. And then the Lightning only had 2, and I believe it's because they had a power play.
I think it kind of changed when the Panthers scored their first goal, which was in the first period. It was on a nasty feed. Who was it from? It was from Huberdeau, and he passed it to Anthony Duclair.
Jeez.
He had a wide open net, and Vasi still almost made the save. It went right between his blocker and his pad. What a shot, though.
Vassie's
What a pass.
incredible.
He waited for it, and Duclair was there and buried it. And
No,
I feel like at that point is when things kind of changed during game one. Then it became about, hey, let's play hockey now and not try to rip each other's faces off.
Well, yeah, but for me, that stopped. And I was talking today to a Panthers friend of mine. If you guys don't know what I mean when I say the headbutt, you probably won't, because it was the worst missed call in the history of the NHL playoffs. But I can't remember who, but one of the Panthers players right in front of the referee aggressively headbutted full contact one of our guys.
I think it was Colton.
And I think it was Colton, yeah, because he ate it. You were like, yo, Colton ate that. I mean, like full-blown, intentional, no question, headbutts him, which if you don't know the hockey rules, that's a 5-minute major with the potential of suspension, which is up to the discretion
guy,
of the league.
the whatever it was, the on-call, whatever guy that came on the bottom of the screen that's like a rules analyst, he came in and was like, yeah, they blew that one.
No, but here's the deal, right? A 5-minute major penalty in hockey is like a power play for 5 minutes, but when you score, the penalty doesn't expire. So you could score 10 times in 5 minutes, and it's still a power play. That type of advantage.
Let's be realistic.
They take 2 shots.
The Lightning would have taken 2 shots
in
during
5
those 5 minutes.
So it didn't cost us the game, and it didn't win us.
I
the game.
apologize. I take it back. The Lightning scored 4 goals last night. 3 of them were power play goals.
Right. They've been listening to you, and they made the adjustment.
You know what? I'll send them an invoice for my services.
That's right. $2 for the 2 shots that you took on the. The point is, I think after the headbutt that was missed, I think the Panthers coach got with the guys and said, "You got to cut the crap. You got to stop making this about who can beat who up and intimidate who. You need to get out there and actually play hockey."
Which is interesting because we'll see this as we go on. The coach that is their head coach was not their coach at the beginning of the season. He was like the assistant coach and then hired because the other coach got fired because of some other stuff that we're not going to get into.
It's Miami, man.
But like you have an inexperienced coach in the playoffs. They just won their first series since what, 96? So
yeah, it was the current NHL team's record for the longest time without winning a playoff series. It was longer than I've been alive.
And then here's your prize. You get to play the 2-time Stanley Cup defending champs.
It actually
Lightning.
sucks. It does suck for them, but it's an in-state rivalry. You know, they beat us in the regular season like 9-2, and so we've been waiting to get back on them. They asked Pat Maroon. They were like, "Hey, so you guys kind of have some bad blood in this series, and how do you think about this, or whatever?" And
this is awesome.
Patty Maroon goes, "Yeah, we hate those guys, so it should be fun."
Should be a fun series. Too funny. So the first period ended with the Panthers being up 1-0. In the second period, this is the goal that if you're even just an average Lightning fan, you've seen this now.
Yeah, it's all over social media.
Because Kucherov dangled Ekblad.
It was a crossover. It was a double cross.
He put him in a blender.
Put him in a
coffin. All the above.
Yeah. All the above. Put 2 nails in the coffin just so he knew he couldn't get out if he wanted to. I mean, he just drifted, and you could see as soon as Ekblad went like this, he looked back, it was done.
Kucherov, slow motion, looked back, and then found Corey Perry, pretty one-timer, wide open net. He didn't even move his stick. He just, tapped it in.
What blew my mind actually the most, because I've watched it obviously like 600 times now, if you cut the footage right before the pass and you polled people on did Kucherov take this shot, 90-something% of people would say he took that shot.
Because most people would.
No, but it's not just that. The way his body language, it looked like he was going to take the shot.
Yeah.
I mean, he pulled it like he would if he was just going to wrist the thing in there, and it just full-blown looks. I was mind-blown when I watched it again. I was like, he literally did the best pump fake in hockey.
It was beautiful to watch.
It was nasty.
So then they took it to the end of the second period. We took it to the end of the second period, tied 1-1.
Yep.
And then this is kind of where things blew open because then the Lightning scored 3 third-period goals.
Yeah.
And really ended it like that.
Well, and I think you mentioned this during the game, but when the momentum shifted fully to the Lightning was when they scored. The Panthers scored a second goal, and it was waved off. Now, I think it was foolish of them to even put that in the net and disappoint their fans that way. They should have known better, right? When the puck clearly goes out of bounds into the net and it drops out of the sky onto the ice, and Vassie just standing there because he knows, you don't freaking shoot the puck into the net. It's like one of those unwritten rules. Like, great, now you hyped your whole audience up, and half of them don't even know the rules of hockey. So when the ref goes no goal, the whole stadium's going to lose their freaking minds. Yeah, all these people, they should have been at the Heat game. But anyway, They all left anyway, with a couple minutes left in the game. But the point is after that goal was waved off, I think all of the energy sucked out of the building.
That was a huge momentum swing.
Huge.
Then with the Kucherov goal on the power play where he sniped it and Sorelli was screening the goalie and bumped his face with the interference thing, that was a nail in the
It
coffin.
kind of was interference. We're Lightning fans, and we could admit, like, when there's contact with the head of a goalie on a screen and your left skate's kind of in the blue. Like, here's the deal. I was talking to a friend of ours who's more of an expert even than we are, and he was talking about the rule in the rule book, and the rule does specify that for it to can be considered interference,
you have to like impede the goalie.
There has to actually be an impedance, and I think with the team in Toronto, funny enough,
that's where the NHL headquarters.
That's where the headquarters is. They go over that and they whatever live send their opinion.
They make the decision, not the refs.
They make the decision, so they know the rules better than any of us do. They saw it multiple times. They saw the head contact. They saw all the angles. And according to the rule book, they determined it wasn't. We would have been okay if it was, because anytime that we love goalies, period, no matter who the goalie is, nobody's in the business of messing with goalies or hurting goalies. A very respected position in hockey. If Sorelli, which you saw, there's contact with the head of a goalie, I'm okay eating that goal and saying it was goalie interference. It wasn't to win the game. It was a big momentum shift. But if they had called it the other way, we wouldn't be sitting here throwing a fit like, I can't believe they called that call. It was a poorly reffed game. I don't care which side you were on. There were missed calls on both sides. They were bad. There were missed cross-checking calls. Bad. The refs were terrible. And we're not saying the refs are terrible, but that game was horrid.
No. Jared Warren, am saying that the refs were terrible. They stink.
It was the most poorly reffed playoff game I've ever seen on both sides. And it wasn't. At first, I felt like it was really against the Lightning in the first period, but then later in the game, it was all over the place. The refs, I don't think they were paid either way, but it seemed like they were just saying, "Hey,
it's okay."
Well, a blind night. It's like, how do you headbutt someone? I'm not even going there. I'm sorry.
Anyways, Cooch scored a goal in the third period. So did Bellemare. So did Ross Colin. So that they win 4-1. Now
should have been 5-1 because
I want to talk about how it is for the rest of the series now. So, just like we just mentioned versus the Lightning Leaf series, you can't judge a series based off of the first game. I think it's huge to get a road win to open up the series.
Yeah.
But it's not like, okay, this is a cakewalk, we're going to sweep them now. I personally think Bolts in 6.
I have said Bolts in 5. These were both calls before the series started.
Fact.
The reason I said Bolts in 5 is tomorrow's game is going to determine a lot for me, because if you clinch the second away game and now you have 2 home games, you could get the sweep. And even if they overperform and get 1 win at home, you're going to get them in 5.
You just can't forget that they're the Florida Panthers. And just because they've gone 0 for 21 on power plays in the playoffs,
I think it's over 20,
doesn't mean they can't go 5 for 5 next game.
They are the worst power play team in the playoffs.
But they were one of the best during the regular season.
Well, but it's because they're playing regular season hockey against the 2-time defending champions. You can't do that. But they're going to make some adjustments, just like we did after our first game loss against the Maple Leafs.
You know, you just came off a series, now you have to relearn the team that you're playing. So like we mentioned all the time, that the stars cancel each other out. It's going to come down to the third and fourth lines.
Yeah.
What can they do? I think personally that my favorite Lightning player,
actually his favorite Lightning player
is Sergachev. And he's been slipping all 8 games of the playoffs. He has to step it up because he's made some dumb decisions that either lead to goals or lead to a huge momentum change. If they want to be solid on defense, Sergei has to step up.
Put it to you like this. If we had lost against the Maple Leafs, you could almost single-handedly blame it on Sergachev.
You can't do that, but you could definitely single some goals out.
Well, it's not just that, but it's bad passes that led to goals. It's passes that led to penalties.
I get it.
It's a team game. Obviously, we're a very team. All I'm saying is I have noticed, other than Kuch in the first 4 games of the series, because Kuch played terrible for like the first 4 games.
He pooped the bed.
He played terrible. We thought he had food poisoning.
He lit it up against the Panthers, though. Kuch is back.
No, Kuch is back. It was like Game 6 he came back. End of Game 6 he came back, and he's back. But other than Kuch, we noticed in the first part of the series, I visually have recognized Sergei's been playing bad compared to how good a player he is. And so this series, he's really going to need to step it up on both sides of the puck. So we'll end up seeing how that goes. I think some key players for this series are again going to be Hagel, really important for
Hagel's
this
huge.
series. Paul, I actually see him. He's going to grind a lot in this series. I don't think he'll be as hot offensively as you saw him in Game 7. I don't think he's going to be
he
like
made a
that.
very small play, and I want to wrap this up fast, but he made a small play on the Belmar goal where he was down screening the goalie, and Sergei shot it low off the goalie's pads, and then Nick Paul tipped it to Belmar, and Belmar was able to bury it. So he's grinding, and it's the little things that Nick Paul does that really sets him apart as somebody that's this guy's special.
And dollar for dollar, he's been the most valuable player we have in the playoffs so far.
But he's an unrestricted free agent, so
yeah, we got to get him.
comeback team friendly,
but
Nick. We love
listen, if we get the cup, Nick Paul will become a longer-term Lightning player. No question
you. You
about
should
it.
clip that and see if it happens.
Clip it, see if it happens. Paul, where else can you have a boat parade?
There you go. We'll catch you on the
Nowhere.
next one, and we'll have Game 2 tomorrow.
We'll let you know how it goes.
You know you can look me in the eye. It's all because of Jesus. He the reason I'm alive. I live by faith, by grace. You know that I ain't gotta strive. They told me, Tony.